Hello, welcome to the Holyoke Tarot. My name is Liam, and today I have a pick a card reading for our water signs. So that is Sun, Moon, Rising, water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Sorry, I had a brain fart. For the month of May 2026. So our piles today are this Rider Waite deck, the main one I'm using right now. With this blue, it is blue. Stone, because of water. The Infinite Door deck, which is this one with a piece of sea glass. And then the Rainbow Tarot deck. And that one I got a shell for that. So yeah, feel free to pause here and pick a pile or watch the whole thing and see what resonates. If you liked the video, give it a like. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. And yeah, let's get into it. That's a bad shuffle. What do we have for our Earth for our water signs for the month of May? What do we have for our water signs for the month of May? Messages do we have for our water signs for the month of May? I need to go on a little beach trip and collect more things because it would be fun to have different little things each time that are like, I guess I don't know what I would do for air, but for water, sea glass shell, different shells, maybe driftwood or something. And for fire, I don't know, lava, obsidian, feels like fire for some reason. Okay, messages for the month of May. Okay. Do 5. All right. 8 of Wands. The Hanged Man. 10 of Cups. 4 of Wands. 4 of Cups. He looks a little... Maybe he looks fine. My initial thought was that he looked a little surly. But I think he looks okay. He looks a little surly, but not too bad. Anyways. Okay. Water signs, pile 1. I mean, it feels like there's some pretty cool stuff happening for you this month. There's definitely like there's a lot of celebratory energy here with these 2 cards. A lot of potential celebrations. There's definitely like a warning here to like enjoy the moment and not get like so fed up with maybe like there's a specific family member you're gonna see a lot that usually gets on your nerves. There's maybe a little bit of a warning to like just let things go. I think especially with the Eight of Wands, there could be like maybe some relationship dynamics, family dynamics, where it feels like everyone's throwing wands at you. So there could be like a little bit of a little bit of like, oh, I don't want to go to this wedding because I'm going to see all these people and they're going to like, you know, maybe they always see you in the way you used to be and like you're grown up now and you're different. And so I think with the Hanged Man too, there's like a call to like, I think widen your perspective a little bit because especially like this is something I definitely deal with too, but especially with this Eight of Wands where you're like, oh, they always see me as this and you know I can't like, they don't see me as who I actually am. Two things with that. Have you shown them who you are? Have you let them in if that's something you desire to do? And the other thing is, have you seen them differently or are you seeing them the same? So I definitely think the Hanged Man is asking you, like, are you looking at them? Are you seeing them as the grown person they are in front of you and not the person they were when you were kids? So it definitely does feel like sort of maybe like a family reunion or a wedding that you're going to be attending with people who you maybe only see every few years, even though, you know, maybe you saw them a lot when you were a kid and now you only see them at weddings and funerals. So yeah, that's sort of what it's feeling like for May. Is there's definitely like these celebrations happening, and yeah, I think you can take the cup that's handed to you and you don't have to be so kind of like fuck off about it. You know, you can allow it to be like this fun merriment, this fun celebration, and you don't have to like, you don't have to be the person you've always been, and you can also allow other people to be different. I think is the guidance for this one. All right. Water signs. Okay, our infinite door deck, that's sea glass. Let's see. Hard time shuffling this one because it's bigger. What energies and messages do we have for our water signs for the month of May? What energies and messages do we have? Okay. Ace of Wands. The Empress. King of Pentacles. Justice. And the Ten of Wands. So I think the Ace of Wands is, gosh, sorry. Let's see. What do we have here? I mean, the Empress is like embodying your like feminine energy, your creative energy, like that life force, like bringing things into being. It doesn't have to be like actual children. It could be like a creative project, a new business venture, a friendship, an art thing. Like it's just really bringing things into being, the Empress, and really harnessing that creative energy. I also think with this specific deck, this card, with the fungi, like the ability to like compost, so the ability to like turn something that's otherwise been discarded into something beautiful, into something nourishing, into something that's like it's a whole, you've made it into a whole new thing. So the Empress here is definitely rocking with that. And then the King of Pentacles is kind of like, he's sitting in his masculine for sure, and like has I want to say like I want to say like mastered access to resources, but not meaning like you have like buckets and buckets of money, but like your needs are always met in regards to your resources and then some, right? So you always have what you need, and you're able to like get that whenever you desire. I also think the King of Pentacles is kind of like this like earthy masculine, where it's like present but not in your face at all. So it's just like sitting back and enjoying the fruits of your labor ultimately. And then let's see, with the Ace of Wands, I definitely think there's like that spark of something, right? So the Ace of Wands can be like a spark of like a relationship or a spark of a new idea. I think especially that with the followed by the Empress, there's like this like spark of life, right? That the fire of the wands is bringing to fruition. And then the Empress and the King of Pentacles are kind of like pulling that through, because Pentacles, like with the Earth, there's this like steady consistency to it, right? So like you're not like a tree just grows steadily day by day. It's not like suddenly the tree's 10 feet tall after you planted it yesterday. It just takes time, and it slowly grows. So there's like a persistence there, right? There's like there's like you're putting effort into this thing and it's becoming something. So that's really, these first three cards is what that is for you for the month of May. And then we have the Justice card, which is feeling like, especially with the Ten of Wands right by it, it feels like maybe there's this caring too much. Maybe there's this going about things the wrong way. I don't really want to say the wrong way. I think that, yeah, I definitely think you're holding too many things and it's out of balance, right? With this Justice card, they're balancing the head and the heart. Yeah, exactly that. You're balancing this head and the heart thing. With this wands is telling us that that's a little out of balance, and it could be leaning. I don't know. With the wands, I want to say it's leaning a little bit too like heart, in that it's maybe being like it's too like fire starter. It's too heated. It's too like too much potential energy, right, in this thing. Um, so I think there's some encouragement here to like, excuse me, sorry. There's some encouragement here to begin this thing and to like let it to have the steadiness of the pentacles, and of the Empress to like continue to morph and grow and change, and allow there to be the balance between the head and the heart, allow there to be some balance between your mind and your body, and let that be even if you can. Because if you lean too much, then you begin to start caring too much, and then that gets things to be pretty out of whack. So that's a little bit of a vague message for you, pile 2, but I think for the people who that's for, it will land with you. Is my hope. All right, there's that. All right, on to pile 3. What messages do we have for our water signs for the month of May? What messages do we have for water signs for the month of May? Messages. Okay. This one. Those two. Okay. 6 cards. I feel like this deck always pops out 6 cards, which is funny. The Ace of Swords. The Page of Wands. The 8 of Pentacles. The 8 of Swords. Interesting. The Page of Cups. And the 9 of Cups. So we got 8s of pages. Double 8s, double pages. So, I mean, this Ace of Swords is a really cool card, like the tattoos and then the crown with the plants. And the sword kind of has like a little space on it. And it's also pointing forwards, the hand. Yeah, so there's definitely like an encouragement to move on, to move forward. The aces are like kind of like pure and elemental energy. So we have the swords there, so air. Followed by a Page of Wands, which is also like pages are kind of also, I think of pages as like beginner's mind. So like you're doing the thing, but like you're just starting to do the thing properly, right? So maybe you've been doing it on your own. I mean, not that doing something on your own isn't properly, but just in the context of like the kingdom where there's pages and stuff. like, you're not the lowest rung on the ladder, but you're kind of at the beginning again in regards to like the court cards, right? So it sort of is that beginner's mind. It's like just taking a beginner's mind to it. So with the wands and the cups, what is this telling us? And then the 8 of swords and 8 of pentacles and 9 of cups. I feel like you're definitely going to be riding some waves this month, pile 3. There's definitely going to be some ups and downs. I think it's going to be like a matter of, maybe sort of like you're in this element, you're in this stage of kind of like, sorting through things, of deciding what things you want to take your time to pursue and what things you want to just let fall by the wayside. It feels like you're kind of in this like, it's not quite a battle, but you're kind of like in this like a little bit of a tug of war between different sides of yourself and deciding how you want to move forward. And I think the Ace of Wands is the Ace of Swords is encouraging you to use your knowledge base and your wisdom to make that decision. But then also with both the pages in different suits, there's a little bit of like experimenting that could be helpful for you. With the 8 of Pentacles, this is like working on a craft. This card always feels very like artsy to me, like maybe you have a hobby you're pursuing that you're wanting to turn into a business, or maybe that's what it feels like. And then with the 8 of Swords, it feels like then you're a little bit like tangled up and you're like a little bit wrapped up and captured potentially by the overthinking or by the ways almost like by the ways in which you perceive you can fail. Like you're so wrapped up in that that it's hard to recognize where you're at, right? You can't see where you are because you're so wrapped up in that. And then with the Page of Cups, there can then be, you can kind of move through that into this renewal of like, okay, here's what, if I can stabilize this, right? So like I think sometimes that can mean just doing the thing anyways, even if you don't feel like it. I think that there there is reward in persistence, and I think the way to be persistent is to do something even if you don't necessarily feel like doing it. And then that leads you right into the 9 of Cups, where especially if this is a business venture, like look at him, he's like crushing it. He's like, look at all my cups displayed for you to see. So that definitely feels like some success is headed your way, but there's a little bit of like a roller coaster to get there. Okay, that is our water signs for today. For May. If you've watched this far, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch a video of mine. If you have any interest in booking a one-on-one reading with me, feel free to shoot me an email. My email is in the description. Subscribe if those things interest you. And I will catch you in the next one.